An artist weighs no, I'm gonna bring them back. Hey guys, this is Bess and welcome back to another artist talk. So this artist talk is a lot about my keto journey and being an artist and being a little bit more healthy, because as artists we sit around and we draw our comics, and if you're not working and you're doing art as a full-time, that will make you gain pounds. You know what I'm saying? Eating the way you was eating and not moving around, you're gonna be fat. Sad to say, but it's the truth, and you could get complications within that time, and I don't want that for you guys. So I want to like broadcast something, thinking about it. You know, I want to broadcast my journey and me and what I did, because a lot of stuff was happening in my life that made me revert to being keto and sticking to it and just staying it, because I don't think I'm gonna ever give eating up keto till I die. Maybe that's what I could say. So basically, first time I moved to Ohio, I was like 190 pounds, maybe a little bit more, and I was living good, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't too worried about anything, because you know I lived in New York, I was walking around, I was doing a lot of stuff, so eating the way I was eating was fine, and you know, walking around and all that, because I used to walk from Canal Street to 42nd Street, grab the Port Authority, then walk to my house. Back in the days when I was in college and in high school, it was the same thing. I was walking around in New York. I would walk from freaking Canarsie all the way to my house, and that was on Pink and Ave. So it was like, you know, a lot of stuff that I used to do back then that I wasn't doing here in Ohio. So what happened was 2 years into me living here and being married and enjoying life, and me trying to figure out like if I'm going to do my job as a party place person or take up my graphic designing stuff, like all that came into play, and I decided to go with doing designing and doing my dream, and that's because Justin wanted me to fulfill that. So I will say in the midst of that 2 years, I started feeling really bad pains, and I think I jumped up to maybe 230 pounds, but it started scaling up. So I will just tell you my weight that I was 245. So long story short, I started feeling pains, like really bad pains, where it landed me in the hospital a couple of times because I couldn't walk, and it was just I couldn't get out of bed. It was just so much pain, and it happened every time I caught my monthly. So for the guys out there that's like, yo Vess, for real, we getting that deep? We getting that deep, but it ain't gonna be that too deep. You know what I'm saying? You can stick around, but it ain't gonna be that deep. So I didn't go to the doctor, but I did periodically, and I was just telling her what was going on. She's like, don't worry about it, take this birth control. It didn't work. It made me bleed for months. Like I bled for June all the way to August, and I didn't stop. It just didn't want to stop. So I decided to go to a professional, and he helped me. He put me on metformin and another pill. I forgot what that pill, I think it's called metodroxy. It was like an estrogen pill. So basically it was taking those pills, and it completely stopped my, you know, bleeding, and I was basically fine, going life great. He said that the pill was supposed to help me lose weight, but I was like on a tipping scale. It was like 245, 235, 245, 235. So it was never like losing weight. It was always like juggling weight, and I'm like, yo, ain't it supposed to help me lose weight? So I tried the exercising business. I know my mom, well, my mom-in-law, I call everybody my mom and my dad and stuff, but yeah, my mom, she held it for November. Mind you, we're supposed to eat Thanksgiving. She was like, we're gonna all work out, and we're gonna put $20 in, and whoever wins gets the mother load. So you know, I joined it, and I was trying to lose the weight and stuff like that, but I noticed that my weight was like losing slowly. It was moderate. Like I would lose maybe a pound or two every week, and it was like, okay, and then I will either gain the weight back or lose it, because it was like juggling as I was eating and working out and doing all that great stuff. So I didn't win. My brother Keith did. And you know, I was still going to the doctor because I had the pains. So I will fast forward to now, where the pains were really horrible. Like last year, 2017 was the worst year ever. I was bleeding forever. I was in pain. I just hated life every month. It's just like I didn't want to be in that pain at all. And it was so bad. So I remember I was sitting down December, ho ho ho, Christmas time. We was eating and stuff, and after we ate, I was just talking about my pains and stuff like that. And my brother Keith was like, "Yo, have you tried keto?" And I was like, "Keto? What is that?" So for those who don't know, keto is basically a low carb, moderate protein, high fat diet. A lot of people don't like to call it a low carb diet, but that's what it is. You're eating a little bit of carbs. So I'm going to put the grid up here. You eat about 5% carbs, 25% protein, and 75% of fats. And what happens in your body is your liver tells your body, hey, yo, she ain't got enough carbs in her body, so use her fats as a stimulant to give her energy. So if you do it right, that's what happens. So I didn't know about this stuff, and I was researching it, and that's what I found out about it. And it gave you like a list of not to eat and what to eat. Like for instance, for an example, I can eat greens, like greens, lettuce, tomato, some tomatoes, not all tomatoes, just a little bit. Onions, white onions, not red onions. Spinach, a lot of green leafy stuff we can eat. We cannot eat roots, so potatoes, yams, yuca, Spanish carb revoked. You cannot have that. You can't have no rice. Arroz con gandules is gone. You can't have that. So you can't have like sugary stuff or things that create sugar in your body. And that's because what it's doing is gonna, instead of having that sugar or that carb as your energy, your fat is gonna become your energy. So that's basically the little miss thing of keto. No lie, the next day after researching, I started it. So December 26th, 2017 was my first day of keto. And ever since then, the pain wasn't there. And I was like, yo, where the pain at? And I was like, I will say now that it's, July, mid-year, I did this for like almost half a year. I always think like when this pain is going to show up. And I don't like to think about that, but every time like I see anything like sugary or anything that I want, or like a carb that I want, I just think back to the time of those pains. And it takes me back to like when God gave Paul that agonizing pain in his side, and he was like, why do I have this pain here? And it's like, to remind you. And that's how I feel. Like every day I'm reminded of that pain, and that's because it's telling me to stay on course. And I'm not gonna lie, I have not had like tremendous pain like that in a long time. So it's been a whole half a year, and I'm enjoying it. The only thing that I'm not enjoying is the bleeding for so many months. My doctor's still trying to figure it out, like why is this still happening. I'm like, yo, I don't know, I'm doing everything right. You told me to lose some weight, and I did. I lost a lot. I think I lost over 55 pounds. So yeah, why is this thing's happening? But yeah, I guess you guys were noticing it, and especially me talking about it a lot. You can see from like previous videos from December, everything, my fat cheeks, like I used to have like these big poofy cheeks, they're gone. And I had like this big old hump back here, and it's gone. And I used to have like all these little dots on my neck. I had them worse than this, and they were really dark. A lot of that is gone, and the reason why it's gone is because I'm controlling my blood sugar levels. And the reason why I'm controlling it is because of the PCOS and the the insulin resistance. I have to control that stuff because that's what's causing the bloating, and that's what's causing the fat back on the neck, and that's what's causing the stuff on your neck and the acne and all that. And I didn't know that. And you know, it still astonished me how I'm still progressing, because my doctor says she still sees certain things that's happening in my body that's improving. I think my insulin levels, not my insulin, but my blood levels, they were perfect. This stuff that's happening here is still going away. My hunchback of Notre Dame, I used to have a bad one too, man. It used to be out here, son. I was like, yo, I don't like it. Like, what? Where's my Esmeralda? I guess that's Justin, but yeah, that's basically what was going on with my back and stuff. And it was like I was bloated every time. I didn't feel comfortable in my skin. I used to be used to how I was back then when I was 160 pounds, but I was like 245, and it was just a struggle. And that was because I was sitting around drawing. And you know, I wouldn't blame it fully on drawing. I blame it on my commitment also, because I could have been working out every week and doing all that extra stuff, but it was like it was cutting into my celestial pulse time. And I felt that if I wasn't getting a book out every year, I was not doing enough. And I know it's like a hard thing. You're supposed to not think that way, but I do think that way all the time. I feel like if I'm not getting anything done, then what's the point of me continuing? So I try my best to continue to draw, to do videos, do everything, because I feel like I need to be on top of my game, so I don't, like, you know, have you guys lose hope in what I can do. So I guess that's what I feel in my heart. And I know I shouldn't feel that way, because you know, I know I can bring a lot to a table, but I wasn't thinking about my weight. I wasn't thinking about the complications that I was having. But I can honestly say that I thank my brother, I thank God for all that, because honestly speaking, I would have been stuck at 245 in pain, going through so much. And now I'm so comfortable that I can go to an amusement park and enjoy it, get on a ride and not feel that I'm going to fall out of a ride. You know, like, there's a lot of things that's improved in my life, and I enjoyed a lot more, that I'm more, you know, thinner and comfortable in my skin. Like, I'm not too much comfortable, because you know, I still got the flabbiness, but I'm comfortable enough to say that I can wear a shirt like this and not feel like, oh, Vess, why you wearing that, girl? You know, like, I used to wear like throwovers and be, you know, I used to be so self-conscious about the way I look. So it definitely is a big improvement, I will say. Just me losing the pounds and feeling a lot more comfortable in what I do. But I can honestly say that we need to think about that stuff. We need to think about health in general. You don't have to do keto. There's a lot of other diets out there, but keto is one that will help with those who have a lot of health problems, like, you know, diabetes. I know that it doesn't cure, but it helps with like cancer, or people who have seizures, or people who have Alzheimer's, or there's certain ones. I'm gonna put the list here. Even cancer, like, people take this diet and it helps them a lot. So it's just like another way. I think about this diet as a way from like back in the days when we were cave people and we was eating fruits and berries and eating vegetables, mostly meat, because it was going after the meat, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, it takes me back to those times, and it makes me think they lived for hundreds of years, and here now these days with this processed food, we don't even make it to 85. So, like, come on now, something is up. And I think that you know, we need to just think about it as artists that sit around and snack and stuff like that. Is a really bad temptation. I'm not gonna say that this is easy. It's not easy. There'll be times where my sister is eating icy or ice cream, or she's eating cake or cookies that are pre-made, and I'm like, damn, what I will give for a cookie. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what a cookie tastes like. But that's what I be thinking, and it always reverts me back to that pain. Like, as soon as I think that way, boom, I get that ringing in my brain, like, yo, you remember that pain when you was in the bed all day? I'm like, son, I don't really want to be there. And I'm like, then don't do it, girl. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. So, you know, I try my best to keep the diet as, you know, best as possible. Like, don't get me wrong, I splurge on, I will go eat some Chinese food in a hot minute. And we're not supposed to eat Chinese food because they cook with sugars or whatever. But what I like to do is I'll drain out the sauce and I'll eat the meats and the veggies from it. And that's about it. Or I'll go to the buffet and I will go to the hibachi area. Like me and Justin, we went to the hibachi area just recently, and you can season your own stuff and they just cook it for you. And I was excited about that. The only thing that I didn't like was he kept mixing my food up with the other guy, and the other guy had noodles, and I'm like, I can't have noodles. And Justin was like, maybe tell them that you have an allergy rather than you can't have it, because then you're gonna sound picky. And I was like, yeah, I might tell them that. But it's just that was a very great experience because I was able to put eggs in there and shrimps and chicken and pork and just like mix it all up and have all different flavors bursting in my mouth at once. It was amazing. I still can't get over my teriyaki sticks, and I know that it has sugar in that, but I only do that once every 2 weeks, I would say, and that's rarely because me and Justin, we don't go on dates as much as we should. But excuse me, I had to bark. But that's basically what I usually do to, like, that's my little cheat, I will say. But it's not too much of a cheat because I do stay keto, meaning I will eat the carbs I need to eat plus the protein that I need to eat and the fat. So I always keep that in mind. Like, our cheat day is, you can cheat, but make sure you keep it in your macros. So that's what your girl does. But yeah, you have to definitely think about this type of stuff, guys, especially if you're going through things, because when you feel that your body ain't right, there's something off, and you have to change it in your food. Food is like medicine. The moment you change that, everything changes in your body, and it probably will revert back to the best than it ever been. So that's what I think about in this lifestyle that I'm in with the keto lifestyle, because I eat a lot more fresh things. So my body, I will wake up with energy. I will be all right. I can honestly say though, I landed in the hospital once from keto, and I almost landed again, and that's because my electrolytes was off, and I wasn't too aware of my electrolytes. And that's the thing with this diet, being that you don't have a lot of carbs in your body. Carbs hold water, and being that we don't eat that much carbs, we have to drink our liter of water every day. Like, I have this big old tub thing that I drink every single day, and that's because I was landed in the hospital and I had to drink a bag through my vein, and that was horrible. And it was right here, man. It was right over here. I still got the little bruise. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right there, that little mark right there. It hurt. I didn't like it. I was like, I want to get out of here. And then I had to pee after. It was bad. It was a bad day. So definitely, if you decide to do this diet or anything like that, be sure to drink a lot of water. Do not slip on that water, especially in these hot days, because then you feel dizziness, the fatigue, and all that. The second time that I thought I was going to land up in the hospital, I was just feeling it real bad, and something said drink pickle juice, because pickle juice got that salt and everything that it needs in it. So I went ahead. I took a few swigs to the head. Then I bought me some electrolyte water, and I felt 100 times better, like within half the day. So definitely something to keep in mind, because you don't want to die out there. Even in a regular diet, drink all the water that you can drink. Water equals losing fat. That's what I heard from different people. So definitely keep that in mind as you try to lose weight, or if you're in the process or want to lose weight. So that's just the only things that I can think about. With this diet, it's not hard to eat your proteins, especially if you like meat. You eat anything in the meat category, from cow, chicken, horse, lamb. I don't even know who eats a horse, but I do eat a lot of chicken. I like fish and shrimps and stuff like that from this diet, so I will meet that goal. Another cool thing about this diet is that you get full faster, so you can eat once a day almost. So most of the time I will split it up. Like, I'll have a snack, which would be like peanuts or something. Like, I have peanuts, cashews, or pistachios or something like that, but I will limit it so that I don't eat that much. And then for dinner, might have cauliflower mashed up with some butter and some salt and pepper and adobo. So good. And maybe some chicken on the side, like grilled chicken. So good. Or shrimp or anything like that. I'll eat a nice amount of shrimp and stuff like that. Cauliflower will be a little bit of it, not too much. And it'll be a good time because you'll be full, and then drinking the water in between helps with that fullness. And all I can say is you will not reach that 2,000 calorie that you need to eat. So with the calorie deficiency, you lose weight even more quicker. This is not a way to lose quick. Don't take this diet and lose weight too quickly, because then you're gonna have like loose baggy skin, and I don't know about that. But just do it the way your body wants you to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like me, my doctor says I lose 2 to 3 pounds a week, and that's perfect. So do what your body wants you to do, because if you're trying to lose it like maybe 5 pounds a week, you're gonna ruin your elasticity, your collagen, all that great stuff that keeps your skin together and, you know, looking good. But yeah, guys, if you noticed, I know you guys noticed, because you guys been talking to me. I know some of the posts is on keto, and I'm like their keto sidekick, so I hang out with them. Especially one of our posters named Jen. She's on keto, and I help her all the time, and we bounce off ideas, we bounce off new things that's coming out and all this good stuff, because we want to, you know, we want to be perfect in what we're doing. So yeah, if you guys are like interested in that and type of stuff, and you want to make like a separate section for that, we can definitely make a separate section for, you know, Discord and stuff. But on here, I will have all the links down below for you guys to know a little bit more about keto, because I'm just speaking about personal experience. I'm not a scientist or know too much. Like, I can't tell you like the scientific terms and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna send down a link. It's gonna be YouTubers that I watch on keto, and also some websites that I look at every time for recipes, what to eat, what not to eat type stuff. And also have a group, but I don't know how that group will take it, if I will send a whole bunch of posts that way. So I will not be sending you to that group. only if I ask. So yeah, guys, if you found this like a little bit helpful, and like, I don't know, learning about how I lost all the weight, and learning something new about keto, or, you know, different eating lifestyle, and also maybe thinking about yourself as an artist who sits down all the time, like what you should do to maybe help improve, maybe change the way you eat. Definitely give a like, I guess. This is just I was burping again, and it was like a weird burp. It was like one of those like burps. Yeah, if you guys like to hear about my lifestyle and the way that was, definitely hit a like. I basically was just talking about me in general and how I am. I know from right now I got from 245 to 185, I think. So I'm still going down in my weight. I think it's 185. I'll give you all the specs here. But it was just this is what I did as an artist that was concerned about my health, and this is my like story about why I went into it, what it is, and, you know, the temptations that I have. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not an easy thing. No diet is easy. It gets easier because you basically teach yourself discipline as you go. But the only reason why I have discipline, and I'm not gonna lie about this, is because of that thorn in my side. Like, I think about that pain every single time, and I don't want to have that pain. I know that you guys been there. That one time I had pain in my back, and it was really bad, that I recently had, but it wasn't as bad as the other times that I can think about. And how I was on the floor crying, curled up in a ball, like, ooh, it's just so bad, guys. I don't want none of that to happen to you guys. So definitely think about eating more healthier. I mean, like fresh food instead of eating McDonald's or Burger King every 5 minutes. Take yourself to a Whole Foods. Get yourself some, something green, lettuce, tomatoes. Spinach is the best thing. It has a lot of it has a lot of stuff in it, a lot of calcium. So definitely think about trading your processed for not processed and cooking your foods so that you don't gain that extra weight or gain diseases that come from processed foods. So yeah, definitely have that as a thought. If you like that, hit that like too. So yeah, guys, if you're new here, you like Vest, thank you for that story. Go ahead and hit that subscribe, become a post, become one of our family members. I continuously do things like this. I also stream. You guys, if you click the bell, you'll know when I stream. So I'm not gonna say how many times I stream a day. A lot. So yeah, guys, if you're definitely down for that, go ahead and hit that subscribe. Again, guys, thank you so very much for liking, sharing, subscribing, watching, telling a friend, and helping a friend. Have an amazing rest of the day. Bye bye.